We believe we are free, we vote, we work, we consume. But what if our choices are already made for us? What if a select few are shaping our future, pulling the strings of our lives from behind a curtain of wealth and power? This is not a conspiracy theory. This is the reality of the 21st century. A reality where billionaires and unelected officials dictate global policy. A reality where technology is used to monitor and control. A reality we must confront. This is the story of how our world is being remade. This is the story of the global blueprint. They gather in Davos, in Bilderberg, in boardrooms far from public scrutiny. They are the architects of our future. Bill Gates, George Soros, Klaus Schwab, Larry Fink, Xi Jinping. Their names are synonymous with wealth, influence, and a chilling vision of the future. Klaus Schwab, founder of the World Economic Forum, speaks of a great reset, a world where you will own nothing, and you will be happy. Bill Gates, through his vast fortune and philanthropic ventures, steers global health policy, advocating for mass vaccination programs and population control measures. George Soros, a financier with a history of manipulating markets, boasts of undermining national sovereignty. Larry Fink, CEO of BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, leverages his financial clout to push a climate change agenda that consolidates corporate power. Xi Jinping, at the helm of the Chinese Communist Party, oversees a vast surveillance state that serves as a model for aspiring autocrats. These individuals, driven by ideology or a lust for power, are shaping a world where individual liberty is sacrificed on the altar of global governance. The tools of control are not tanks and troops but subtler, more insidious mechanisms: healthcare, climate change, and digital money. These are the Trojan horses of the 21st century, wheeled into our lives under the guise of progress and security. Healthcare, once a right, is becoming a tool for surveillance and control. Bill Gates' obsession with vaccines, coupled with his investments in biometric tracking technologies, raises disturbing questions about the future of personal autonomy. Is his goal truly global health, or is it, as some suggest, a more sinister agenda of population control and biosurveillance? Climate change, a real and pressing threat, is being exploited to justify unprecedented restrictions on personal freedom. From carbon taxes to limits on meat consumption, the climate change narrative is being used to usher in an era of austerity and control. Meanwhile, billionaires like Gates buy up farmland, positioning themselves to profit from the very crisis they claim to be solving. Digital money, touted as the future of finance, is the final nail in the coffin of freedom. Central bank digital currencies, unlike cash, are fully traceable, giving governments and financial institutions unprecedented control over our spending habits. Imagine a world where every transaction is monitored, every purchase scrutinized, every deviation from the norm flagged and punished. This is the dystopian future being crafted under the banner of progress. The endgame is clear. A world transformed into a digital panopticon where every aspect of our lives is monitored and controlled. Our digital footprints, from social media posts to online purchases, will be used to construct a comprehensive profile, a digital twin that dictates our access to opportunities, services, and even basic freedoms. Social credit systems, already a reality in China, will become the norm, rewarding conformity and punishing dissent. Your every move, online and offline, will be scored, determining your social standing and your place in the new world order. Step out of line, express an unpopular opinion, or fail to meet the arbitrary standards set by the invisible architects, and you will be relegated to the digital underclass, denied access, opportunity, and even basic human dignity. This is not science fiction. The technology for this level of surveillance already exists. All that is needed is the political will to implement it. And judging by the actions of our leaders, that will is not lacking. The COVID-19 pandemic provided a chilling glimpse into this dystopian future. Lockdowns, mask mandates, and vaccine passports, Measures initially presented as temporary have become normalized, setting a dangerous precedent for future crises, real or manufactured. Bill Gates, a self-proclaimed expert on pandemics, used his influence to shape the global response, pushing for mass vaccination and digital health passports. His pronouncements, amplified by a compliant media, became gospel, silencing dissenting voices and suppressing alternative viewpoints. The result? A climate of fear and compliance, paving the way for the very system of control he envisions. But vaccines are just the tip of the iceberg. Gates has also invested heavily in genetic engineering technologies, including controversial gene editing tools like CRISPR. While proponents tout the potential benefits of these technologies, the risks are enormous. In the wrong hands, gene editing could be used to create designer babies, enhance human capabilities, or even, as some fear, control human evolution itself. The climate change narrative. Climate change, while a genuine threat, is being weaponized to advance a globalist agenda. The narrative is simple: the planet is in peril and only drastic action can save us. But the solutions proposed, carbon taxes, meat restrictions, and a transition to a green economy, seem designed not to save the planet, but to consolidate power in the hands of the few. The World Economic Forum, under the leadership of Klaus Schwab, has been instrumental in pushing this agenda. Schwab's Great Reset envisions a world where the global elite, not democratically elected governments, dictate the terms of our existence. This Green New World, far from being a utopia, will be a technocratic nightmare, where our lives are micromanaged by algorithms and our freedoms are sacrificed in the name of saving the planet. Meanwhile, institutions like BlackRock and Vanguard, wielding trillions of dollars in assets, are buying up farmland and investing in sustainable technologies, positioning themselves to profit handsomely from the very crisis they claim to be solving. The climate change narrative, while well-intentioned, is being hijacked by those who stand to gain the most from it, transforming a global challenge into a lucrative opportunity for profit and control. The currency of control. The final piece of the puzzle is control over money. Cash, with its anonymity and freedom, represents a threat to the architects of the New World Order. Their solution? Central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs. Unlike cash, CBDCs are fully traceable, giving governments and financial institutions unprecedented control over our finances. Imagine a world where every transaction is monitored, every purchase scrutinized, and every deviation from the norm flagged and potentially punished. This is the dystopian future being crafted under the banner of progress and convenience. But it gets worse. CBDCs could be programmed with expiry dates, forcing us to spend our money within a certain time frame or lose it. They could be linked to social credit systems, restricting our access to goods and services based on our behavior and compliance. In short, CBDCs have the potential to transform money from a tool of freedom into a weapon of control. Resisting the reset. The future may seem bleak, but all is not lost. The power to resist this dystopian future lies within each of us. We must wake up to the reality of the situation and realize that our freedom is not a given, but a right that must be constantly defended. We must reject the narratives of fear and division that are used to control us. We must question the motives of those who claim to hold the solutions to our problems. We must support independent media and alternative voices that challenge the dominant narrative. Most importantly, we must come together and build a better future, one based on freedom, autonomy, and human dignity. We must support decentralized technologies that empower individuals. We must promote local economies and sustainable living practices. We must reconnect with nature and with each other. Reclaiming our future. The future is not predetermined. It is not a script written by billionaires and unelected officials. The future is ours to create. We must remember that we are not powerless. We are many, and they are few. We have the power to reject their vision of the future and create a world that works for all of us, not just the privileged few. The choice is ours. We can either sleepwalk into dystopia or rise up and reclaim our future. The time to choose is now.